Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today is gonna be a big one. We are going to be doing the full front disc brakes on the RV. And now that the power steering belt is replaced and it can turn nice and easily, I'm gonna be able to drive it up to my driveway to work on it there so it's on flat level ground and so I can use the jack. So I'm gonna drive it up there right now. Okay, so I was just able to get this wheel free, and what I did was, with drum brakes, there's this little wheel called the star wheel, and there's like all these little teeth on it. It almost looks like a gear, and you use a screwdriver and you kind of pry it either up or down to loosen it or tighten it, and it loosens or tightens the shoes that go against the drum. And I just loosened that star wheel a bunch, so that wheel got free, and I'll show you what I did on this wheel. So, right in this hole right here, that wheel right there with the little divots on it is what I put my screwdriver in against, like that, and then I hold it and pry it down. The first ones I did, like, took a lot in order to do it, but once I broke it free once, it was a lot easier, but still ow, pretty hard because I keep smashing my hand. Alright, we will see if both wheels are free now, if it moves at all. There we go. It is moving, hell yeah. Alrighty, now let me move my truck out of the way and then we'll take it up. We'll be moving now. Alright. Wait for my mom to move her car. This is like making me sweat. Alrighty, and we're parked. Alright, so this is everything we're going to be using. I have my front brake pads and both front calipers. And then I have some anti-seize, some synthetic brake grease, some WD-40, and some brake cleaner. And then down here is my rotors and some bearing grease, but I might need more of that. I greased up some brand new bearings and pressed them into the new rotors. And then I've got my floor jack and the 2 jack stands. And then for all the tools, I'll just show you them as I pull them out. First, I'm just going to use this pry bar and pry these wheel caps off. Since I don't have wheel chocks right now, I'm just putting blocks of wood behind the rear wheels. I'm going to bring the jack over and jack up the front and then put the jack stands under. I'm leaving the floor jack just barely touching, just in case. Now to gun them off, I'm gonna grab the right socket and put it on the impact gun. This whole rusty thing is gonna be brand new and clean. It's almost there. Yes. Alright, I just cracked that and it literally squirted brake fluid out. So now this should just go up. I might have to hammer it a bit. Alright, I finally got it. I had to stick a pry bar in here and lift up because it kept getting stuck right here. I should be able to lift that off. The f- You can literally see cobwebs in there. Good thing I'm putting new rotors and everything here because holy crap. Jesus. Ow. Well, at least it got caught right there so it didn't go on the brake hose too much. Holy crap. There is literally spider's nests, spider eggs in the piston. So that's cool. I'm gonna have to disconnect the brake hose on it to take the caliper off. I'm just setting the caliper right back on it while I try to undo the bolt that connects the brake hose to the caliper. Holy crap, that actually came loose pretty easily. I'm gonna go grab something to catch the dripping brake fluid. Alright, I've got that right underneath, so I'm gonna try and disconnect this brake hose. Boom. And boom. Now this should just come right off by itself. There. Boom. And there is the old caliper. See how huge the piston is. Massive. So now I think the next step is just removing the whole rotor. I'm gonna take this cotter pin out right in the center where the wheel bearing is, and I think there's like a big nut that I can just gun off that's holding the rotor on. Alright, got the greasy cotter pin out. I'm gonna wipe all that grease off with a rag. More greasy pieces. Holy fuck! I was not expecting that. Okay, hang on a minute. Okay. I'm ready for that. Whew. So let's get a nice good look of this old rotor. There's the wheel bearing. It's not the worst, but it's still pretty not good. Wowza. Okay, I'm gonna wipe that old grease off and grease it up with some new grease, and there's the brake pad still stuck in there. That's all cleaned off from the old grease. Here is the new pretty shiny rotor. I'm gonna try to just slide it right on there. Scamp, what are you doing under there? Bearing popped out. Whew. Now I'm gonna put the cotter pin back in. You're not supposed to reuse cotter pins, but I don't have another one, so I'm just gonna put the same one back in. Okay, there's the cotter pin. All set. Now I'm gonna pack the old grease cap with fresh grease and just reuse it. There we go. Now it's time to do the brake caliper. But right before that, I'm gonna take some brake clean and get all the grease off the rotor. Here's our nice brand new caliper right here. Here's our brake pads right here. There's a long one and a short one, and the long one will go right in the actual caliper, like that. And then the short one, there's a spot right back here. If you can even see it, you probably can't. There's a slot there and a slot right up here for where these little end pieces go. And that should be able to just fit right in there, like that. I'm just gonna put a little bit of anti-seize on each end of it. I like to put a little bit of the brake grease right on there just so it won't stick. Now I'll put this right in here. And now that one's all set. For this one, I'm just gonna use the synthetic brake grease right on the contact spots of the caliper. Alright, there we go. That's set right in there. Now let's try to put the caliper on the rotor. There we go. There we go. New caliper's on there. Now I just have to tap that pin back on right there. Right where the sliding pin goes, I'm gonna paint it in anti-seize because that thing sucks to get off if it freezes up. And then I'm also gonna put some on the actual pin itself and the little spring pin thingy that goes on top of it. Now I'll be using a hammer the same way I took it off and trying to tap it back on there. Holy shit. Boom! There we go. Now I will connect the brake hose and tighten the bleeder screw because it looks pretty loose. And boom, the brake hose is connected. And this side's pretty much all set now. Look at that difference, how beautiful and shiny these new parts are. And then we'll go look at the other side. Ugh. Holy crap. Now I put this on. Just like to go crazy with the anti-seize. Living in New England is just like a death wish for cars, so don't ever want to have a hard time taking anything off. will gun these back on, and then once I finish both wheels and they're on the ground, I'll torque them. On to the next wheel. Look how nasty the second bearing is. It's like pouring out water. That is nasty. Alright, there's the second one completed. This one was a little more of a pain in the ass than the other one, but finally done. Now I'm gonna put the wheel back on and then bring it back down and then try to replace the master cylinder. And then we'll fill it and do a full brake fluid flush. Alright, now I'm jacking this back up so I can pull the jack stands out. For this, I just have to take these two brake lines out and then this bolt here and this bolt on this side. And then I think it should just come off. But I'm gonna put that tray under there so it catches all the brake fluid coming out. I have my flare knot wrench on here and I'm gonna try to loosen the brake line. Oh God. It's pretty frozen on there. Alright, it is loosening. Well, we have double bad luck right now. The fitting snapped off. And it's pouring rain right now, so I guess we're gonna have to wait a little longer to do the master cylinder. And now it's thunder. Well, the day ended pretty lovely, huh? I'm soaking wet, covered in a lot of shit. And I broke the brake line fitting to the master cylinder and I can't even get the other one undone without stripping it. So, do you hear that rain outside? I just feel like a mess right now. I'm disgusting from head to toe. I'm soaking wet and I'm defeated from this shitty ass ending. On the bright side though, we did finish both front brakes. So that's good. Anyways, maybe I'll just make that a separate video so I can get this one in. Thank you guys so much. Love you, bye.